Meanwhile, Sierra Leoneans have been given the go-ahead to take part in tomorrow's presidential runoff election. The court injunction to delay the runoff has been lifted, and the election will go on as planned for March the 27th. Over the weekend, a judge temporarily halted the runoff until the High Court and the Supreme Court concludes the case. Citizens are now going to choose between the opposition candidate Julius Maada Bio and Samura Kamara of the governing All People's Congress. In South Africa, a spokesman for the Hawks Investigative Crime Unit says the police are likely to issue former President Jacob Zuma with a court summons this week. The 16-count charge will cover allegations including fraud, racketeering, corruption, and money laundering. The court appearance will be a dramatic development on a continent where former presidents rarely face their accusers in court. Mr. Zuma, who was forced to resign by his ruling African National Congress last month, was at the center of a 1990s arms deal that has cast a shadow over politics in South Africa for many years. So let's get more on this story from a development expert and political analyst, Dr. Egideji Omanu. Thanks for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you to the listeners.
So what do you make of the fact that a former African president is about to be tried for corruption?
We have to appreciate the robustness of South African institutions. The courts have, the judiciary has really played an active role to ensure that the principles enshrined in the Constitution, that nobody is out of the law, that it is enforced, to the letter. The ASNO has been going on for more than 15 years, when the financial advisor of Zuma was convicted for 15 years. And the challenges that is put for both the ANC and government have really been at the center.
Now, having studied South African politics for quite a while, how do you see this whole thing playing out? Is he likely to have a free and fair trial? Well, it seems we have lost connection with our analyst on the line. We'll try to get him back, and as soon as we have him, we'll bring you that discussion. In the arid Horn of Africa, there has been a change from delivering bags of food to cash disbursement through mobile phones using Somalia's new mobile money platform. The new strategy means families can shop in local markets, selecting the items they need the most. It also means aid agencies no longer have to move truckloads of valuable commodities along dangerous roads.
At the height of Somalia's 2011 famine, Mado Mohammed had to leave her crippled 5-year-old son by the side of the road to lead her 8 other starving children towards help. When she returned to search for him, she found only a grave. He was amongst the 260,000 Somalis who perished as a result of the drought. In Delo, the dusty town on the Ethiopian border where Mohammed lives with her surviving children, families say the cash from aid agencies has transformed their lives.
I prefer the cash 100% because it caters for our needs. We buy food, we buy clothes, we can start a business using our own money. On the other hand, food aid can be stolen, and sometimes you have to share with relatives and neighbors because it is there to see. So we prefer the cash.
In 2011, few donors gave out cash in Somalia. Others gave out only food, which was often hijacked by warlords or pirates. Starving families had to trek for days through the desert to reach distribution points. Their route became so littered with children's corpses, it was called the Road of Death. Now, more than 50 charities' aid in Somalia is cash, much of it distributed via mobile phones. Each month, Mohammed receives $65 to spend as she wants.
Not only 70% of our assistance in 2017 was in the form of cash-based transfer, but it also translated to significant funding on the market. We went for more than 100 million in 2017 alone, went into the Somalia market. And I think these are significant elements that made the difference.
Somalia's 2011 famine killed 260,000 people. Half died before the official declaration of famine, which was caused by drought, war, and lack of access for humanitarian aid. The country has been mired in conflict since 1991. Its weak, Western-backed government is struggling to assert control over poor rural areas under the Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab, challenging the delivery of aid to the most needy.
At least 23 people have been killed in the Mozambique capital, Maputo, after a car crashed into a crowd attending a carnival. Officials said the driver was believed to have been drunk, lost control of the vehicle as they attempted to speed through a traffic police checkpoint. Police say more than 30 people were also injured. The driver and a passenger are among the dead. An eyewitness recounts that the car hit a road barrier at high speed, overturned and then plowed into people gathered by the roadside. President Felipe Nyusi has expressed his condolences to the bereaved families. So let's get coming up after the break. 6th edition of the Africa CEO Forum begins today in the Côte d'Ivoire's capital, Abidjan. Please stay with us.